Are you applying EFT tapping in the most effective way to help you to release blockages, to de-stress your system, and to allow you more freedom? This question often comes to me. Some people that know me, have watched my videos, have often asked me, Maria, you're using different tapping points. Why is that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain a little bit more about why that is and the most effective way to apply EFT tapping so that you can enjoy the great benefits of this amazing practice. Hi, I'm Maria LiPuma, the creator of the Body Confidence Solution, where I support health-conscious women in releasing excess weight naturally, enjoy food freedom, and step into their lives with more confidence and esteem. And EFT tapping is one of the tools that I teach my clients and my students to help them to unearth limiting beliefs, release anxiety, help them de-stress their systems. It's very, very effective in healing our relationship to food, weight, and body image. And as I said before, it's one of the tools that I teach my clients and students. It's been a wonderful tool for me, so much so that I have extensive training in EFT. As a matter of fact, I'm even a trainer, which means I train other people to become certified EFT practitioners. And so in my journey of healing my relationship with food, weight, and body image, and other anxiety-producing activities and behaviors, EFT has been a great tool. And so many years ago, I got curious about it. I started applying it to my own life, and that inspired me to get some training. And initially, my first training was through EFT Universe, where I learned clinical EFT, and that was based on the work of Gary Craig, who's the creator of emotional freedom techniques. And so I did that training and I became a level 2 certified practitioner. And then in my journey, I started to watch other people and learn different things. And if you are curious or you know a little bit about EFT, you notice that a lot of people will take the basics of it and then put their own spin on it. So there's different methods that people have used. I was inspired to learn more, and I ended up learning from Sylvia Hartman, Energy EFT. And I went through a lot of her training, a lot of her courses, and I actually became a trainer through the Guild of Energists, which is Sylvia Hartman's organization. And so Energy EFT was a little different than the classic EFT in that there was a more focus on the energy in the body. And even though the classic EFT, the clinical EFT focuses on energy, Energy EFT, in my mind, felt more like a mindful practice. And then I went on to learn something called modern energy tapping. And over the years, like I said before, I have a long resume of a lot of different certifications and trainings because I like to know a lot about it. And I've learned that the more information I have, the more I can support my own growth, and I have more to offer my students and clients. So the truth is, though, that the reason that we tap, we stimulate the various meridian points on the body, is we're stimulating those meridian points to release blockages in the flow of energy. It's just like when you go to a Chinese medicine doctor, they might put some needles there. What they're doing is they're releasing blockages in the flow of the qi. In Oriental medicine, we observe that there's meridians that go right through the body, and that's where our energy flows. And if our energy is not flowing, it creates a stress response. It blocks us from feeling free and in the flow. So acupressure is a way of stimulating those points without inserting the needles. And tapping uses acupressure. And there are a variety of points that we use. Now, there in the classic EFT, in the Gary Craig's EFT, the point was to start on the karate chop and make a statement, a setup statement, and this was known to stimulate the intention and also to release anything they called psychological reversals, which were things that would, blockages that would keep you from allowing the tapping process to be effective. So some of you see me doing this with the setup statement on the side of the hand. And then with the original one, we go here onto the eyebrow point and the side of the eye, underneath the eye, the top of the lip, crease of the chin, the collarbone, and underneath the arm. So that's the classic recipe based on Gary Craig's work. Now, energy EFT, Sylvia Hartman's work, she shifted some of those points, used some of those points differently, or added some points, I should say. So in the energy EFT, you start with the heart and you make your intention here. Your setup statement starts here, and you tune into what it is that you want to heal, evolve, transform, shift. And then, so you start with the heart, you tune into the energy of the heart. And then the first point is the top of the head. The second point is on the third eye, the forehead, the eyebrow, the side of the eye, underneath the eye, the top of the lip, the crease of the chin, the collarbone. Now we don't do underneath the arm. We do the finger points in energy EFT, just where the nail bed and the skin begin, and you're pointing, you're tapping on that. You can use your dominant hand to tap. Either side works for both of those. You can use your right hand, your left hand. You can use both hands not when you're tapping on your hand, but on your face or upper body. And then you go to the pointer, and then you go to the middle finger, and then you go to the ring finger and the pinky, and then the side of the hand. And then you go back to the heart. And that's one full round of energy EFT and also modern energy tapping. So both of those ways are correct. Both of those ways are effective. If you've noticed in my videos, I use both of those ways, or sometimes a combination of those tapping points. I do use a little intuitiveness with it, and I want to encourage you that as you are learning this or applying this, that the body has a way of creating equilibrium on its own. And so listening to your intuition, if one specific way feels in alignment with you, it feels good, it feels effective, then go with that. However, the most important part of tapping is not whether you are tapping on the exact point or which points you're using really at all. The most important is the setup of identifying what it is that you're feeling triggered with. So what you bring your thoughts to, what you bring your mind to while you're tapping is going to be evolved. So you want to be as focused as you can on the problem. And you start with the problem because you want to release the problem. You want to bring more freedom around the problem. So that's where it begins. You tune into the problem. You notice the feelings and thoughts and emotions that show up in your body because our energy is in our body. And we want to tune into the energy blockages that are in our body, because that's what tapping does. It releases the blockages in the body. So the most important part is bringing your attention to that. The more specific you can be about a specific time and place where that problem occurred, the more effective it would be. So for instance, you might have maybe you feel some angst at work. Maybe your boss is triggering some emotion for you. Maybe your boss is angry or very stressed out, and he makes you feel stressed, and it's a triggering situation. And so you have some kind of anxiety around going to work because your boss is triggering something. So what I mean by being specific is you want to tune into your boss. Think about a time when you felt triggered by your boss, and tune into the feelings and emotions and the energy that come up for you. And as you're going through the tapping, you want to tune into how you feel when that occurs. So you're bringing your attention to a specific time and place. The more specific you can be, there's a saying that for results to be terrific, be specific. I believe that was said by an EFT practitioner, Ann Adams. So you want to bring your attention most specifically to an issue that you're working on. And as you're tapping on that, what it's actually doing is it's rewiring the brain. So a lot of times we have situations in our life that trigger feelings, emotions, and your example of the boss could be that not only is the boss triggering some anxiety for you, but there might be that your boss reminds you of an earlier relationship. Maybe there's something that your boss is doing that is reminding you of when you were a child and your father reacted that way. So it's a sort of a curiosity thing where you start to get some clarity about why you're being triggered in this way. Because a lot of times if we're overreacting in the present, it's usually touching a core wound within us. And so you can start with the specifics of your boss right now in the present, but if it brings up the memory of a child, you can go back, further back, and tap on the child, the part of you that felt really anxious and stressed when your father might have reacted that way. Again, remembering the time and allowing yourself to tap on that, what it's going to do is it's going to rewire your brain, because those events that created anxiety in us are wounds that we still carry, and that's why we get triggered in the present. But when we tap, we're giving the body, so when we're wounded or we get triggered, the body goes into a fight, flight, freeze reaction. That means the stress response starts to occur. Now, if we tap at the same time, we're actually telling the brain and the body that we're safe in the moment. We're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which means the relaxation part. And so now we have a different response to that same trigger. We're telling the brain and the body that it's safe. And so we're rewiring the brain, meaning that we're not having that same fight, flight, freeze. We're now having a relaxation response to the trigger. And as we do that, we can neutralize the trigger, and therefore it stops triggering us in the first place. There's been a lot of evidence, a lot of research around this. This is why tapping is so effective with post-traumatic stress disorder, because we can take away the angst, we can take away that stress response when we think about those incidents that would trigger all of that in us. So again, the most important part of the tapping is bringing your attention and awareness to those incidents that are triggering, those incidents that you want to clear. Now, when you tap on the points, it's very forgiving. You don't have to be very technical or specific. And if you get into it for a while, your hand is going to just be guided to the place that needs to be tapped on. So if you notice, I tend to do this. The actual point, they say, is under the collarbone, that little indentation. I sometimes do this. I sometimes go with both hands. So that can be very forgiving. I would suggest that you not get too caught up on, am I doing it the perfect way? The more you practice it, the more you play with it, the more you make it your own, the more effective it will be for you. Again, you want to heal those triggers so that you can have more freedom. Tapping has been well researched lately. We even have brain scans showing how it's so effective with addictive food cravings and other addictive substances. It's a wonderful technique that can empower you to have more freedom, emotional freedom, and be more in alignment with your health and fitness goals and other goals as well. So I hope that was helpful, and I'd love to hear your thoughts or if you have any more questions about that. But I would encourage you, if you're not tapping already, to learn more about it and to start to apply it. The other thing is, if it's not working for you, so the opportunity to work with an experienced practitioner is very, very valuable, because a lot of times we have a hard time holding space for ourselves or seeing, we're too close to ourselves to see things. So if you're hitting bumps, it's a wonderful gift you can give to yourself to hire a practitioner, an experienced practitioner that knows specifically how to apply this technique so that you can have more freedom in your life. It's not that you are doing it wrong. It's just that maybe you need to go a little deeper, and that's, specific to your needs. So I want to encourage you to reach out if you're hitting bumps or it's not as effective for you as you would like. Then go ahead and you can certainly, I am an experienced practitioner. I'd be happy to have a chat with you. I will leave in the link below you can have a free consultation with me if you want to explore whether or not working privately would be something that you'd like to do. Or if you're not feeling in alignment with me, there's lots of experienced, trained, certified practitioners, and certainly I support whatever it is that you choose to do so that you can be free and happy and live more fully in your life. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me today. And I look forward to hearing all the good stuff that's coming from you. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.